Hey guys, it's Pretty Little Liars after show here. We've got a lot to talk about. Nicole maybe being alive, Allie returning to work, everything that Hannah and Caleb are into, and Mrs. Grunwald returning. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Can you keep it? Swear this one you'll save. Better lock it in your pocket. Taking this one to the grave. And I'll show you
We're still going.
won't tell what I said. 'Cause two can keep a
Secret.
secret.
Dakota, I'm going to give you the honor of the shush.
Of them is dead.
I think it was a little off.
It was perfect. It was really good for your first shush.
Thanks.
It's like an honor to shush
I am
on this
honored.
panel. I'm happy to be here with you. This is
Thank
our
you.
first time together.
Yes.
This is great. This is Pretty Little Liars, Season 7, Episode 8, Exes and OMGs, although we decided that there was not enough X's for that to be plural in the title. I don't know what you guys think, but one X?
Yeah. Oh, you know, I just remembered Paige and Nicole.
That's true, but she wasn't actually in it, so...
That's true. That's true.
You know-
we don't even know if she's alive. So.
Yeah. Speaking of Nicole, though, we'll get right into it. Well, I'm Kristin Strange. You can find me on Twitter at Kristin_Strange. My
And you
lovely
guys-
co-host here.
Thank you. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube at Mr. Dakota T. Jones.
So we started off the episode with Nicole maybe being alive. Ezra's talking to the authorities. There's some crazy stuff going on. I thought he obviously seemed stressed, which
He
is
does.
understandable. But poor Arya.
I
Man.
know.
Someone posted on Twitter last week, after last week's episode, my reaction to, did you see that? My
No.
reaction to them saying Nicole might be alive after Arya and Ezra are finally engaged. And it was like a bridesmaid's quote. And she was like, "Are you something kidding
Oh,
me?"
yes. Yes, I did.
And I was like, oh my God, that's perfect because that was my reaction. Like, are you kidding
I
me
was
now?
like, of course. I was like, this has to happen right now when they're
Of
getting
course,
ready to go for
because you can't be
elope.
happy. Yeah.
No.
And
exactly.
then this end where she was zipping up her dress, I was like, oh
I
God,
know.
that's heartbreaking.
That was a really nice dress, too.
But she comes right out and says, "Hey, I deleted the phone call," which was actually nice for Pretty Little Liars that she wasn't like, let me try and hide this a little
Yeah.
longer, see how much longer I can get away with this until something happens.
Yeah, exactly. I thought that was hilarious. But I mean, technically, she wasn't gonna tell him until like the door shut. And he's like, "Wait, what are you lying to me about?" And
That's
then
true.
She couldn't really like keep it going any longer because she said that she lied. So I was like, "This is big of Arya," but then I was
Yeah.
like, maybe not because she just finally got caught.
I was half expecting her to be like, I was lying when I said that I would be okay with eloping and just
Yeah.
like make something else up, but she went out and like straight said it,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh,
I was like,
this is new.
there you go, Arya.
Adult. Being an adult, although we've already decided that there's some stuff in the preview that she's not being good at adulting, but we'll
Yes.
get to that later.
Yes.
Also, Allie has decided she's going back to work.
Yeah. After what, 2 weeks?
I know.
Like, what the heck? After 2 weeks of being like.
People take longer vacations than that.
Yeah.
Like when you, I guess, okay, 2 weeks after she's been out of the mental institution. But even still.
I mean, even though she was got a clean bill of health, I did think it was a little weird for the school after all the drama that's been surrounding her, all of the threats that she's gotten. Like, her life has been in danger so many times that why would the school let her be a teacher there?
I know.
Knowing it might drag in some psycho to like kidnap her
I would
and
be
put their
like,
children at risk.
you know, I think this isn't the career for you. Let us pay you out,
Yep.
and you go find your passion.
Yeah.
This isn't it. Go back to school, get a master's degree, do something else.
Exactly.
But I felt so bad when her class pranked her. Like,
That was awful.
I know.
Like, who does that?
Who thought that was a good idea?
Like, who was the kid that was like, all right, guys, we're all going to show up to school
know.
in black hoodies. It's going to be
This
great.
was so funny.
It's like, no. And like, it was so sad. She was like holding her hair back and throwing up in
I
the
know.
toilet. I was like, that's awful.
I
Like,
know.
after everything she's been through.
Now they're gonna think she's pregnant too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're like,
also.
oh, she's pregnant.
Oh my God, what if she is?
She might.
I actually, now that I've said that, I feel like she might be.
Oh my gosh. That would be crazy. That would be awful to be like knocked up by some psychopath.
know.
Like, who.
That you like witnessed being killed.
Yeah.
That kid. Oh,
That kid gonna have major problems.
I know. But when she was talking to the principal, whatever his name is, he was like, "Are you sure you're ready to be back here?" She's just like, "Yes." She should have just been like, "I'm out of money. I have to work."
Yeah.
Why not be honest about that?
Exactly.
They can't be like, "No, you can't work." Also, why don't they have some sort of medical leave package where
I
she gets
know.
paid?
I know, and not only that, but I mean, it was kind of weird to see Allie struggling for money because she's always not been necessarily rich, but like,
But
you
the
know,
De Laurentiis have always been comfortable.
they've been comfortable, and you know, the Care See Me fund and all that kind of stuff. And now that everything's drained and she's literally like got nothing, like I don't blame her for wanting to get back into work, but it is one of those things where she kind of has to take her own health and the health of everyone around her in account before she decides to just come back.
I also feel like she can't afford that house on a teacher's salary.
No.
I mean, maybe in Pennsylvania. I don't know what houses cost there.
Yeah.
But that's a pretty nice house.
Yeah.
And teachers don't make that much, especially when you're a young teacher and you like just got in. Like you make more as you go. You don't make a whole lot when you're 22, 23 years old and you just started.
No.
But also Emily might be working there with her.
I know.
Which I would like.
I would like that too. And I was thinking, oh, cool, like Allie and, you know, Emily working together. It's going to be fun. Yeah, Emerson, like running the school. But I was like, okay, cool. And then things got switched up a little bit. And like, is Emily, she hasn't completely finished her schooling yet.
No, she said she had one more class to finish for her degree, but I feel like that was a lie.
I'm pretty sure because I think I remember her not really being able to, like she did school for a while, but then she had to kind of drop out or something.
Yeah,
was
she dropped
wrong.
out after her dad died.
Yeah.
And I don't know, but
I feel like she's definitely lying.
I'm also pretty sure you don't have to graduate college to be a coach.
You think?
I don't think so.
I know a lot of schools, at least in Missouri where I'm from, a lot of schools, like to be a coach, you have to also be a teacher as well.
I only know this because I really want to be a cheer coach at a local high school. Well, I guess I did graduate college, but no one asks for it. It's like, oh, you have to have cheerleading experience. But I guess if you're also going to teach, then obviously you need a degree. But if you're just coaching, like, unless you're coaching a top-notch program and they're like, you have to have this and this and this to train our athletes right, I mean, I wouldn't think that she would need to. I'm pretty sure the football coach at my high school did not graduate college. Like, I could pretty much say that with certainty.
I feel like every time, like all the football coaches from where I was from, they were all like math teachers. So it was like their head was always in the game with football, and then they were trying to teach math, and I just did not connect. And I'm like,
all of mine were health teachers. Well, one of them was a health teacher, and he was my health teacher. And his advice was to sometimes pick up a 6-pack of beer on the way home. And use condoms.
Oh my gosh, what the heck?
I learned a lot.
You learned a lot from this guy. Sounds like he was a real winner.
So obviously he didn't go to college, so I don't think Emily needs to go to college.
I guess not.
But then when she goes to actually apply for the job, who shows up? Paige.
I honestly was a little bit excited for Paige to return because
Me too.
I felt like we kind of didn't. We had like so many unanswered questions
about them.
And then also about I don't know if you remember that one time whenever there was like a meeting about like I think Mona or someone was holding a meeting where all these people who hated the girls came in, and Paige came in at the last second, and like Melissa and Lucas. Like there was a lot of people who came in, and she was one of the people who came in, and I was just wondering like, what did she have? Where did that end? Like where did that end? And I was glad they brought her back because I feel like they always bring us these characters, and then we may not hear about them for a long time, and it's like, what happened to them? Like I know they're involved somehow.
And that's really the only relationship we figured out, like what happened with like Spencer and Toby, what happened with Caleb and Hannah, but like we never really figured out what happened with like Paige and Emily. She was just came back without Paige. Yeah. And we were just like, I guess they broke up.
Yeah. I guess they're not together.
At some point. But like they waited so long when we got the information about all the other couples. I feel like with Emily's relationship, sometimes they don't put as much effort into them. Yeah. Do you ever feel like that?
Yeah, I do, because I feel like she's always in a different relationship.
Right. And then it just trails off.
Yeah.
Like Sabrina, how long have we been on this, like, oh, blah, blah, blah. They're like a side note. Yeah. A tiny little side note in every story that doesn't ever go anywhere. Yeah. And it's like, I feel like that's the kind of how a lot of her relationships go. Like,
I know.
Everybody's like hardcore for all of these other girls, and they all have like hardcore love interests, and Emily's all kind of like, eh.
I know Emily's kind of like, it's all, and I feel like Emily deserves to have like
she deserves
big
love
storyline, and I know that Emerson is kind of that, but in the same sense.
But we've never actually seen Emerson be Emerson other than like one kiss.
Yeah. Once. Like one tiny little thing when they were 12.
Yeah, like forever ago. So it's like, I don't know if that really counts.
They're making it like this hardcore love thing, and I'm like,
and like I'd love to see that.
Yeah.
But make it happen then.
Yeah. And they haven't really ever been together or spent a ton of time together, just because they've always been with the girls. They've never, I mean, they have had a few times when they've been alone, but like there's just not been a lot of time for them to build a relationship. So I feel like that Emily, whoever it is, that she needs to be able to establish more of a relationship and kind of get away from some of the side note type of relationships. I want her to be happy and like have a big relationship that she can count on. So I was happy they brought Paige back, but then I'm thinking, what are they going to do? Are they going to keep Paige, or are they going to go with
Sabrina
Allie
or
Sabrina?
Allie? Now she's just got a lot of options,
She's got
which
options.
is not a bad thing. We would all love to have a lot of options.
Yes.
But I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I don't think that Paige is going to stay. I think that she just, like, as they bring people back, they brought Lucas back. I think they're just bringing her back. Just kind of like, that's what happens when you go home and you see random people. But I feel like she'll either get the job and turn it down for something better, or Emily will get the job and she'll be like, great, this is great. Okay, see you later. I'm off again.
I would hate that. I kind of want Paige to stick around because I was a big fan of the seasons where she was in it, and I thought it was a good storyline and it was fun, and I'd like to see that continue. I would hate for it to just be like a one episode thing, but we really didn't see her in the next episode preview, and I know that she was kind of lurking outside the window, which I thought was pretty creepy, that she was like spying on Sabrina and Emily and like wasn't even trying to hide. You know, she was just like in the window. I'm like, hey, what would you do if you were just like talking to your new love interest?
You're supposed to like put your whole body on this side and then just be
just have an eyeball, you know, but no, she was just like,
I feel like, and Emily was facing her. I feel like Emily would have been like, hey, I see you.
I would have been so freaked out. Like, imagine being.
I would have been like, oh my God, my ex is stalking us. Don't look now.
Especially like it was dark outside in the rain, or like it was just dark.
Yeah.
It's like, no, that's not how it works.
You know what though? Emily always looks amazing.
Yeah.
And you can too look amazing with the BeautyCon box.
Yes.
They just brought me this box, and it's probably the most amazing thing I've ever seen. It's a subscription box, so you got to know what a subscription box is now. If you don't know, you need to get one ASAP, because they're the most amazing things in my life and in your life. They are delivered to your door each season. So this one you get every season, and it's got all these different beauty products from your favorite beauty gurus. It's only $30, and you get $150 worth of stuff. And there's some like crazy stuff in here, like Redken fashion waves, so you can like spray your hair and make it all tousled like Hannah's was today, you know?
Yes.
She always has that tousled look going.
I know.
This is how you can get that tousled look. I feel like she curls it, and then she sprays some of like this kind of stuff in there, and that's how she gets the look. But she also just has gorgeous hair to begin with. They have a blemish clearing hydrator, which we all need. You know we need.
Let's be honest, guys.
There's some makeup brushes in here, cleansing oil. Dakota was a fan of the self-tanner.
I love this.
If you want to tan your finger, that's the way to go.
This is the way to go.
That size. There's some brightening and smoothing daily moisturizer, which I love stuff like this. I actually think my sister uses this, and it works really well for her. And this is probably my favorite thing. It's mascara for your eyelashes, and it's supposed to give you 97% more intense volume.
Wow.
Which you don't have this trouble because you're a guy, but finding mascara that does that is a difficult thing. Sometimes you have to use two to get volume and length. And no, not with this. You just use one. You can use the code BOXBUZZ for 20% off your subscription. So that takes it from like 30 to lower. And there's $150 worth of stuff in here. So I feel like that's an insane deal.
Yeah, and that wasn't even it, guys. Like, there's more.
Yeah, there's
in the
more
box.
stuff in there. I can't
There's
spend this
more.
whole time because we would just, all I would do is talk about everything in here. I could go on for hours about beauty products. I spend way too much time and money on them. But more pressing matters, like Hannah.
That's right. And her tousled hair.
And her tousled hair. It does really always look amazing. Sometimes
does.
I try and get her hair, and I just can't do it. I'm always like, go to the salon, and I'm like, I want this color. But no. Anyways, she had a dream about Noel, and she really thinks that it was real life.
Yeah.
She was like, this is real.
Yeah.
He's the one. Let's get him.
Yeah. Like,
And
she knows.
She's on board with it, and everybody else is like, nah, maybe. She's like, no, you guys need to believe me. She has this dream. Caleb gets hit by a car.
Yep.
And then she's like freaking out, but he's okay. And then Mrs. Grunwald shows up.
I was really excited to see her back because that was another unanswered thing where we saw her, she was a part of it, and then she just kind of disappeared, and I was like,
do you think those are her real eyes?
they are.
They are? That's so crazy
Yeah.
when they look like that.
I think it was Ashley Benson who said that in an interview, or it was one of the other girls, and they said those are her real eyes. It's
insane.
not color contacts, but she did look a lot more tan.
She did. She definitely had used some of that tanning stuff.
From the beauty
from
box.
the BeautyCon box.
Yeah.
she got the full size version.
Yeah, she did.
She came back. She said she had her impression of a dream was unsettled, and that she felt like there was a darkness around Hannah and Caleb.
Yep.
What does that even mean?
I don't know,
Mrs.
but-
Grunwald, I
but-
need some hard answers here.
Yeah, she definitely has this thing with mirrors. I don't know if you noticed, but like she
Does
walked
she
in.
show up in them? I feel like she
I don't
doesn't show
know.
up in mirrors.
I don't know, but I remember
vampire.
like she like walked in to Hannah's apartment and immediately looked in the mirror.
Yeah, she did.
And Hannah was in the mirror reflection, and then
But
also
she wasn't. Yeah.
and then she wasn't, and then also at another time while they were
they're
sitting
in
the Radley, there was like another mirror on the wall that just showed Hannah. So I don't know if she just like doesn't show up in mirrors, or maybe she has like this thing with mirrors. Like
Yeah, I
don't
feel
know.
like she maybe doesn't show up in mirrors, but
weird.
that would make her like a vampire, right?
that would make her
Vampire,
something creepy.
Something crazy. Pretty Little Liars hasn't gone there yet.
Yeah.
Maybe this is the season
Maybe
for that.
this is it.
But she tells Mrs. Grunwald, she's telling her all about Noel, and then Noel's there at the Radley, and then he comes over, and Mrs. Grunwald's like, it's very close, the threat is very close, and then her nose starts bleeding.
What was the whole point of Hannah dropping the glass? Was it just to get Noel to come over? Like a simple "Hey Noel, come here" would have sufficed. Like, what?
I think she was just being sassy.
Yeah, she's like,
my mom owns this place. I can break glasses
Yeah.
all I want.
It's like, okay, cool. But I think she might have done that because she didn't want to be like, hey, Mrs. Grunwald, this is Noel.
Yeah.
I think she wanted him to kind of come over and see Mrs. Grunwald's reaction to him. And like her hand like shot over and grabbed Hannah, and like she was like convulsing and her nose started bleeding. I was just like, and like all the flashbacks were happening of Hannah.
She had those all episode, which was really freaking me out. Like, she's definitely going through something.
Yeah.
Like something serious.
Yeah, and in the flashbacks, they didn't just like poke her with the electric stick. Like they like doused her with water first to make it more intense. Like water with electricity is not okay.
No, that's not.
So
a
they
thing that you wanna
heightened
mess
it
with.
because of that. I'm just like, dang, this person does not mess around. Like,
Yeah, and Noel is such a jerk. Like, why does he have to be such a like? I don't know what the word to describe how he was acting.
Douche.
Yeah, he's such a douche.
I
Like, why does
know.
he have to act like that? Why can't you just be a good human and be nice to these people that you went to high school with? Maybe you didn't like them. I didn't like people that I went to high school with. I'm still nice to them if I ever see them, because that's what being a normal human is.
Yeah.
Being nice to people you don't like.
exactly.
And
I do it every day, guys.
I know.
And I'm fine.
He doesn't get that. He didn't get that. But at the end, we see Hannah make a super sketchy deal with someone. Like, she calls someone on the phone, and then she's taping up the windows with newspaper.
Yeah.
What do you think that was about?
I don't know. It's almost like, you remember, I think it was season 2 or something, where Toby was for a second, and he like was at Radley, and he like turned around and he was in that black hoodie. It was kind of like a callback from that type of thing,
like maybe she's gonna try and be A and get on their side. And yeah, she was definitely being very like girl boss, like, forget you ever knew my name, forget this, forget that.
Yeah.
I liked it.
She was like,
Yeah.
are we clear? Are we clear?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shoot.
You're like, she's being real right now. This is real.
So I definitely think she could be trying to kind of play with Uber A in a sense, to where she's trying to get on their side, or maybe she's just trying to do what she has to do to somehow get on their side to kill them or something. But she's done messing around.
Yeah,
she's done.
She's like I feel like at this point she's almost at a like, I would rather die right now than spend the rest of my like 20s or life dealing with this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Because I need to just get it over with, make it done, and then move on with my life. And she's almost just like, I'm gonna put myself in harm's way. And I mean, as we saw in the previews, she's kind of like, I might die.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna do it.
I'm so excited to see what the next episode holds. It's like, I feel like these past 3 episodes have been so great, and like kind of made us return to the Pretty Little Liars that we fell in love with in the first place.
Yeah.
It had like a rough patch there for a little bit. I felt like I still loved it. Obviously, it's one of my favorite shows, but I didn't connect with some of the episodes.
Yeah.
Now I feel like we're back on track, and it's just getting better and
We're like
better.
going, every episode is like action packed.
Yeah.
Well, also, Spencer and Arya go to visit Dr. Cochran, who would have delivered Mary Drake's baby.
Yeah, he was
And
creepy.
he was creepy, but I actually really liked him.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, he actually seems like fun, even
Yeah.
though he mentions escorts to them.
Yeah.
So he said that he makes problems like babies go away,
Right.
which I don't really understand what that means other than like I take them and give them to people.
Yeah.
Like
See,
that's not making a baby go away.
I don't know.
That's
See that when he first said that, I kind of like my stomach dropped. I was thinking he was talking about like getting rid of them.
Yeah, I thought he was like killing them.
And he may still mean that, like in
Yeah.
a sense. Like I feel like maybe they're alluding to that, but it's still like too much for Freeform to just like blatantly say that.
Like he killed babies.
Yeah. Because I mean, I don't think that they can say that. So I feel like maybe he has done that in the past, but this certain baby, like it just made it too far along, and like they just wanted to get rid of them. Like, but I don't know. I feel like he might have been into the sketchy business
Yeah.
too.
And obviously there's something weird with him and his daughter. There was something super weird going on there.
And I don't know if we'll ever know.
Yeah, and that's why I thought it was so weird, because he was like, if you see my daughter, tell her this, and he gave them a message. So I'm like, clearly he has issues with his daughter, but why are they spending like a minute or a couple, like 30 seconds on this line
If we're
of
never
him?
gonna go back to
If we're
it.
never, yeah. I'm like, unless that was like gonna help some way somehow, or like maybe that was just their way of being like, you always come back to family, and them to like placing that in
Right.
there. Because at the end then we see Spencer looking through a photo album,
Yeah.
and she like looks at a baby picture, and she like seemed to see something or think something.
So maybe it had nothing to do, even though they said it was something to do with
Yeah,
the daughter-father
maybe
thing.
it was like kind of like just like trying to make it like
Yeah.
parallel to like family is always important.
Yeah, and like she kind of touched her dad's face in one of the
Yeah.
pictures, and then flipped it, and I don't think it was even Spencer in that photo. It almost looked like a picture of little boy or something
It
like
did,
that.
yeah.
And I was thinking, what if Spencer's related again to, you know, the other child? I feel like, because I mean, obviously her father was kind of in cahoots with Jessica De Laurentiis.
Yeah.
Obviously, you know, they kind of got together a little bit.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe, you know, Spencer's dad has a little bit more to do with it than we originally thought.
Yeah, I've always kind of had like suspicions about Spencer's dad. Like
Mm-hmm.
something about him didn't sit right with me, and maybe that's just because he's like a lawyer, and like now they're in politics, and you're supposed to be sketchy. But like I don't know, something about him
Yeah.
always. It's like he's not honest. He keeps secrets. He's like never. I just feel like he's always hiding something.
Yeah.
And that's so I don't know.
It's funny. His name is, I mean, his real name is Nolan North, and I ran into him in public.
Did you?
And oh my gosh, like I saw him from afar for a second, and he looked like I was like, oh my gosh, that's Spencer's dad. Like he was so like serious and like.
You're like Mr. Hastings.
Yeah, Mr. Hastings.
Mr. Hastings.
So I got to talk to him, and he was really nice. But yeah, he almost. I mean, obviously he's an actor, and he's the same person who plays that. But like
Yeah.
the way he moved and everything, I was just like, oh my gosh, like this is Mr.
Fucking
Hastings.
Mr. Hastings.
It was crazy, but yeah, he's awesome. He's a really great actor.
Yeah, he's had like a long history with
Yeah.
acting, so he's one of the good ones. But that's why I feel like he's so sketchy, because he's such a good actor.
He's pretty sketch.
Yeah. Anyways, do you have any more comments on that?
You know, I just think that all of this stuff at the very end of the episode with all the relationships kind
Yeah.
of like, you
I
know,
did like that montage.
that was crazy.
Yeah.
I did think it was amazing the strength that Arya had, and it was another adult moment when she cashed
Yeah.
in the tickets from Italy and
Yeah.
bought Ezra this plane ticket to go hopefully
I
see
know.
Nicole.
It broke my heart, though.
Like, where is he gonna go to? Like Colombia or
yeah,
something?
they're going to Colombia.
And he's just gonna wait there to see if
It's
she's
like,
gonna
yeah.
come out or something.
I mean, good luck, Ezra. Good
You know,
luck.
we were talking about it a little bit though. I feel like Arya is maybe trying to learn a few things now. She's kind of like starting to realize, okay, like I need to be an adult, and this is what is really important. And even though I feel this way, I need to do this.
Yeah.
I feel like this is
She's like putting her feelings aside for him.
That's a
which
first.
is like which is like being an adult in a relationship.
Yep.
When you're engaged and you're about to get married, you should probably start learning to do that, because marriage is all about sacrifices.
Yep.
I don't know, because I'm not married, but I hear
Same.
that a lot.
I hear it a lot, so I say it.
My friend was just telling me today, marriage is all about sacrifice, and I was like,
So my parents
You
say
do
too.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm over here by myself.
yeah, just gonna sit with my dog. I don't have to sacrifice anything.
Yeah,
out
right.
there.
Exactly.
All right, let's get into some news and gossip.
Yes.
AfterBuzz TV News.
So I don't know if you're watching the Olympics. Are you watching the Olympics?
No, I haven't been.
Okay. Do you know gymnastics? Simone Biles.
Okay, yeah.
She was invited to the Pretty Little Liars set.
I heard that.
Yeah, her and all of them. Marlene King tweeted at them and posted a video inviting them to come to a Pretty Little Liars set visit.
Wow.
I know. So all you have to do to go to the Pretty Little Liars set is win a gold medal in the Olympics.
There we go.
And then you'll be invited.
That's awesome.
So if you were ever wondering how you do that,
have you ever been to the set?
Pretty easy. No, I haven't. Have you?
Yeah,
What?
I got to do this like tour, and it was like on the off season, so they weren't filming. So we actually got to go in. I got to walk through Hannah's kitchen. I got to walk through Arya's house. I got to walk through Ezra's apartment, which at the
that's nice.
time was switched to
studio?
Caleb's
Oh.
apartment because they switch it out and just add like a door. And then they have like a hallway that is Ezra's hallway, but they also make it a different hallway for the they do all these crazy things.
And then they use the woods for everything else.
Everything. So it was really
the same
cool.
log cabin for
they
every
use the
other
Lost
thing.
Woods Resort for Nolkon's barn or whatever. They use everything over and over again, and they just switch out the signs, and it's crazy.
We don't notice it except for at the cabin.
Yeah.
Where we're like, that's the same cabin that you visited 27 times.
Yeah, pretty much.
Also, the episode that they're filming right now in real time this week, Troyan is directing.
Yeah.
I keep seeing it on Instagram. She posted a photo of like the script saying that she's the director, and Lucy posted a photo saying that she's like gets to be in the first scene. So they're all being really supportive of her directing, and she's so talented I'm really glad that she gets to explore other interests, and that she gets to direct a show that she's been on for this long. Who knows it better than her?
I know. Honestly, I am excited for that because she's just an amazing actress. She has her hands in everything.
Yeah.
And I've went to a few of her films and stuff and she's an amazing actress, she has amazing insight.
Yeah.
And I feel like if anyone from that cast was gonna direct an episode,
It should be her.
It should be her because she's gonna make the show even better than it already is.
I'm really excited to see the I don't know what episode it will be yet. It'll probably be next season, I would imagine, because we're only a couple weeks away from the finale.
Yeah.
So we're probably thinking about maybe one of the first episodes in next season. But
or I guess, isn't it? It's the same season. It's just the last part of the season.
right, it'll be 7B.
So 7B,
Yeah.
and then that's it.
Yeah.
But apparently,
It's over, guys.
I know. Apparently, Tammin, who plays Jenna, was saying in an interview recently that that it's going to be the end of Pretty Little Liars as we know it.
Right.
But there's a possibility
But,
for
like, a
either a
spin-off
spin-off,
kind of
which
thing.
I would love.
Yeah.
Or like a movie or
I would like a
something.
movie.
I would like it all.
Yeah. All of it. We
Just-
want a movie. We want a spin-off.
Yes.
We want another 7 years.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's get into predictions.
Yes. Oh, wow.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV
Predictions.
So I don't know if Stephanie told you. Our panel is very Ezria. Go Ezria. All Ezria. Only Ezria. Nobody but Ezria.
I've noticed.
We want Ezria.
I've noticed.
Yeah, it's been 2 episodes.
Yeah.
I've noticed.
Yeah, like
We're
honestly.
very pro Ezria.
Yeah.
We all love them more than we love anybody. And so I have a prediction about them.
Okay, go for it.
So she sent him to Columbia. She's like, go do your thing. I feel like what's gonna happen is they're gonna find people like hostages in this camp. But I think that Nicole's not gonna be one of them. I feel like she's dead.
Yeah.
I feel like she's gonna be, cause I feel like if they make her alive, I don't know.
If they make her alive, what is Ezra supposed to do? Like, really, though?
I don't know. That seems like too much, and that seems like bringing her back now. I don't know if that would be right for the arc. So I feel like this was just supposed to be like a bump in the road for them.
Yeah.
And, he's going to be re-devastated once he finds out, oh, she really is dead.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's going to be an issue for him and Arya, but I think that they're going to, keep growing. But we also, as you saw in the preview when we were looking at it,
Oh my gosh.
Arya is getting out of bed with Jason.
Yeah, like it's definitely Jason. We see the man bun, we see the scruff.
We paused it.
We paused it, guys. And I was honestly, at first, I watched that preview. I watched it by myself, and then I watched it with you, and then we rewind it like 2 times. And I didn't notice it the first 2 times. And then I was like, wait a minute, like, what is she doing? Like, get out of bed and like run far away. Like, what are you doing?
Saw someone that looked like Arya getting out of bed, and I was like, maybe it's Troyan, maybe it's Spencer. Like, maybe she's getting out of bed because she's also a very skinny brunette. Maybe she slept with someone because she's not in a relationship.
Right.
I don't care. But then, yeah, you can tell it's like that Jesus look that Jason has going on right now.
He has that Jesus look going on. You know,
Yeah.
and honestly, I feel like if we don't talk about this, people are going to be really upset. That moment between Caleb and Hannah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that was intense. When she started running back to him, I
was
could
like,
have swore
kiss.
they were going to kiss. But then there was a hug. And then there was this tender moment.
Where
and
she
then all
was
of a
gonna kiss
sudden,
her.
and she was like, no.
Yeah. And, like, I just want to be like, girl, why? Like, you could die. And you
Yeah.
know what? You're never, if he could die, and you're never gonna forgive yourself if, like, you didn't get that last chance to kiss him.
I feel like she really thinks that she may not survive whatever she's going to go through.
I know, so why wouldn't you kiss him? Like, that would be all the
I
more reason to
know.
kiss him. Like, throw everything away, just kiss away, kiss
Yep.
everybody. If you
Everyone.
might die.
I feel like the reason why she may have not kissed him is because if she feels like she might die, she doesn't want to restir all of these feelings up in him
Yeah.
again and then just leave him. So maybe she was like, you know what? I want to kiss you so bad, but I'm not going to because I might die, and then it's just going to make it harder for you.
That's true, and that would be fair. But I don't know.
I would be selfish, though, and I'd be like,
I would too. And I don't like how people, like, this happens. Like, one person she's making the decision for the both of them. Like, that, like, oh, he's going to be better off if I just don't kiss him, don't stir up feelings. Like, his feelings are stirred, girl.
Yep.
Like, he feels for you already. He doesn't need a kiss to prove that. So just kiss him because you might die. And then both of you are never going to forgive yourselves
I know.
if you didn't get, like, one last kiss.
I know.
But-
So sad. This reminds me of that Taylor Swift song, Last Kiss.
Yeah. Last kiss. I
Love that
never
song.
got- That was a good one.
That is what's going on right now between Caleb and Hannah.
Yeah,
But-
I have a feeling though. I mean, she's obviously not going to die.
Right.
So I think that though will bring them together.
I don't know though. I heard there's going to be one huge fatal death on August 30th for
Right, the fatal finale.
And I feel like they might do something crazy and kill off one of our main people,
You know what though? If it's only lasting one more season
or like half
a season, yeah, then I
can
could
see
see it. Yeah.
And then they just use that person for flashbacks for the rest of the season, like they did with Mona for a while before she
Yeah.
was alive,
Alive
again.
again. Yeah. God, I don't know.
I would be so mad.
Yeah. I
Or what if it was Ezra? Like he's going to Columbia.
no.
Oh no, I forgot.
Don't.
I'm sorry.
Don't take him away from me.
You guys are so. I'm gonna blow your mind right now. You guys are so like pro Ezra. Like, I honestly think that Ezra might be the one behind all of this because I
know.
thought maybe he was trying to get Arya to just elope already because he was acting weird. He's like, let's just elope, let's just elope. He might be involved and be like, I want to get the heck out of here, so
Yeah.
let's go.
Yeah.
And then he got stopped, by the FBI. Like, I
Yeah.
feel like he might be a part of this, and I think that would just crush you guys' hearts.
I would still want them to get together.
Oh my gosh.
I would still be pro Ezra. Like, I don't care what you've done, Ezra. I
Yeah.
forgive you. Arya forgives you. We all forgive you. Now get married and
Yeah.
have some babies.
Yeah, I'm very pro Spoby. Like,
Are you?
I have a Spoby
Really?
T-shirt and everything. Like, I think out of all the relationships, I'm for them more than any other couple.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. We should have pre-screened you and made sure you were an Ezra fan.
But I love Ezra as well. But then again, I love Kara Royster's character, Yvonne.
I do too. That's why it's so hard to be like a Spoby fan
Yeah.
because you're like, she's just so damn cute.
Yeah.
Like you can't be like, okay, Toby, you have a bad choice in Yvonne. Like she's a good choice.
She is a good
She's
choice.
good. She's a catch. That girl's got brains. She's beautiful.
She is gorgeous, yeah.
She's like comes from a good family. She's obviously gonna take really good care of him. Like
I want more episodes with her in it.
yeah, she's
Because I
great.
know that she's gonna.
They always mention her. They talk
Yeah.
about her like every episode. They just
I'm
don't
just
show
like,
her.
where is she? Come
They're
on.
like, how's Yvonne?
Yeah, seriously. But I love her. I love that character. So it does make it hard for me as like a Spoby fan to be like, what do I do now? Like,
Yeah. Who
Well-
do I root for?
Yep.
I guess
Crazy
we'll just
stuff.
have to wait and see.
Yep.
We'll have to wait and see next week. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram and everywhere else at Kristin_Strange and AfterBuzz at AfterBuzz TV.
And you guys can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube at Mr. Dakota T. Jones.
We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.